Right, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with the beginning of update 5 of the T34 76 Stalingrad diorama. As you can see from last time, I've let me zoom in a little touch. A lot of the weathering done, the rust streaks and the chipping. I went in there with the, after I'd done the light, chipping with the what did I use? I can't remember what I use now. Anyhow, when I did the light chipping, I've now gone inside some of them with the dark track stuff which I showed you on the last one. That's all complete, and then I've picked up bits that look like rust, like you see on the side there. The big chunks out the side, the one on the pointy stick. The one on the back there, it's got like a bit of a rust running off it, and there's a couple around the front, mainly come from the driver's hatch area, and from a bit from, you can see where the see better from that side, and again around the sides again, and on the fuel drums. Let me just bring this forward slightly. That's better. That's better. You can see the fuel drums and the bits on the sides there. That isn't on properly, is it yet? No. So maybe be able to see better. Maybe if I do it that way with the there's rust, there's grime. I'm going to put a little bit more streaking grime on the sides. In the fuel drums again, you can see. I'm just going to slightly weather this a bit more where the crew went to. I really could do it a few bits more on there, which I shall do. That's what I did with the green, didn't the light green from the highlight set, from the modulation set from Mr. Colour, Brain Like a Sieve. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit more around here, I think, around these handles where the crew would, you know, do the maintenance, and back and forward off there as well. So that's that. See, I've done nothing else with the hull as normal. That's still left with the shadow coat going darker towards the top. Wow, and then on here again, I don't know what that is on there. It's really annoying me. I'll find out. Oh, the turret's all scratched and things as well as the turret. It's weathered again on the top. A bit of rust wash, and I've used the old graphite pencil to go around the weld seams. I just need a little bit of rust in them now, just a little bit. There's some streaks down there. I've marked the decals, obviously for wear on the decals, and again at the back. Again at the back. And the same on this side, and obviously on the top. It's all going to be battered. I'm going to need to sort this piece out. I'm not quite happy with this part here. That needs to be adjusted slightly. But the rest of it's fine. Yeah, so the commander's cupola's weathered up. So talking about the wheel, that's the so that's the main body of the tank, all done. Well, not done yet. Quite a bit to go for it yet, but that's all the chipping and marking. And I started doing the wheels with a bit of weathering again. And we can quite pick that up if I can't quite pick the colours up, can you, with that? Let me just move this light back a little bit. There we are. See the colours in there again. I've done majority of those. I've done all the wheels. I've put a bit of, with the, again, these aren't finished, they've got to be chipped as well, yeah, because and I've put a bit of rust on the edges as well with the graphite pencil as well. That just needs another coat of bit of a rust wash. So obviously that'll be metal on metal, and same with the see if we can get that. rollers. Oh, sorry, well, it's just the return roller. This one, as you can see, it needs to be chipped in there as well. The weathering's quite nice in there. Just need a few chips in there. Did a bit of wood again. I'm not so sure if I'm going to use the one I made or this one yet, which I've got the bases done for this. This is not quite finished yet. These are the ones I got from the company, the GeroDesign.com. Quite a few. I thought I'd try this one. Needs a black wash yet, or a grey wash. I haven't quite decided, just to bring the, you know, the wood grains out at the moment. But yeah, it's quite nice. Also, while we're on about adding things to the tank, let's just put this back. I may use that roll that that came with the kit. Probably will, once it's been weathered and battered up a bit, as well as my own that I made. Right, so what I'm going to do next is I've made a start. I'm going to use weather the tracks, sorry, the spare tracks up. They're weathered up on the front there. See, I'm undecided. It looks a bit, on all the ones with the teeth in, I have to put that side down, but with the ones with the no guide horns, does it have to go down that way so you've got the blank, or could I put it that way? Well, unsure yet. I think I may put it that way to see a bit of you know, a bit of detail. So they're ready to be put on, but what I'm going to do with those first is I've got some old spare PE and I'm going to make some straps. So as you can see, I've painted some green base on there at the moment. I'm going to highlight that and do a few different colours on that and darken it down, and I'm going to make a straps out of those. Once that's dry, I'll give it another coat of whatever and washes to make it look like it's being used a bit. The straps, well, not straps, whatever the word in there, just to make a bit of more interest on it. I'm sure the tracks weren't just stuck there. I'm going to see if I can find a decent quality picture and see how they were actually fastened down to the whole side. So I've got them, that's done so far. What else? I've started on the crew. Well, this is just the khaki and the black boots I've got done on them too at the moment. And they've actually got gloves on, so there's no skin pigment on there. That's two, and there's another two here. Again, they've all got gloves on. So they're just being primed with the grey, and then the khaki and the black. I've been using, I think it's, there you go. It's a Vallejo set. It's the War Games paint series, but for Soviet. Recommended also, you don't get flat flesh and you don't get brown, but you get all the rest. These are the ones you get. You get the cam olive green, the khaki grey, flat earth, khaki, Luftwaffe camo green, and the USA tan earth as well. So that's what I've been using. So I've actually got some of the bits and bobs. Started painting some of the bags and things on the sprue. One of the backpack and a couple of strap bags go on the side. So the tops of the guns. I haven't done anything with the hats yet, or the water canteens or the heads. But they'll be done. They're quite there. It won't take too long with those to do those. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. And the diode's the same as I showed you. I've done nothing else, and I'm going to start doing the rubble on that as well. I'm going to be spraying that like a sandy base, I think, and then we'll work on it from there. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do now with the also made this as well. When I take the guitar wire and I strip it off, I use, because it looks a bit like barbed wire from a distance, and I also just made a roll of that, and I'll be putting that on somewhere on the tank. After when it's been weathered and things like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use, I've never used, well, say never used, I used a Wilder product on the Stuck 4 a few weeks ago with the mud. What was it? The dark Russian textured earth, which was the stony one, which was the fine one, which I did like. It went on really well. It really went on really well. So what I'm going to try, I bought another couple of Wilder products. I've got the murky water and some other bits and pieces, and I'm going to try this deep shadow wash. I'm going to go into the, all into the sides here where there's going to be a little bit of a shadow. I did a little bit with the oil washes, but I was going to darken it slightly down so I see some of the shadows in here, and where the the grime and the muck's all run off, so it'll be down on this side. And then so I'll be doing along here, obviously along the other side, and I'll probably take the turret off there, and I shall do some around, obviously around the turret ring, because it'll be dark, it'll be in shade all the time. So that's what I'm going to do. So what we'll do is we'll have a little play with it. Let's see what we've got. I might add a little bit of water to it, see how thick it is first. What have I got in here? So we'll give it a good shake. Let's just take a little bit out with a brush. Let's just see what it's like on the lid first. I'll just use a bit off the lid. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Probably won't need that because I'm not going to put a lot on. So I'll just move the turret. And we'll sort of start just in there. I'm not going to do a lot, just a bit of shadow in there, stipple it on more than anything, regular side, just to make it. And now I know what I'm actually going to do with the diorama, actually the base, the colours. What I'm going to use is the brick dust and a bit of light sienna as well. So I'm going to make it to the dust on here as well. So when this is sort of dried, it shouldn't dry too bad. You should just get that like a subtle. You can't quite see that from that angle, can you really? So if I tilt here up, you can see it there. So I just really need to. Where's my cleaning brush? Give me a little bit of. Just take the edge off there, blend it into that. That's better. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on doing that. Well, I'll do it on camera to start with, and then I'll be leaving that to dry. And then, say, once we get into the weathering itself and the pigments and other bits and pieces, I'll be once this is dry, then I'll see if it needs another coat, or I don't want it too, too much. A lot of shadows where the external storage is there on that. A little bit on the front there. And I'm still undecided about battle damage. I'm going to heat it up slightly and do a couple of twists on the bloody hell, mine's gone completely blank again. The mud guards, bloody heck, losing it. Yeah, so I'll be doing, I probably will do a few twists and maybe rust it up a little bit where it's twisted. I don't think I'll be doing too much more on that. Maybe leave one side on and maybe take the side off completely. I really haven't quite decided yet, so I'm still not happy with that bit there. That needs to be darkened down in there a little bit. And same with this piece here. So I found these welder products in scale. Let me just check. I'll leave the link in the scale model shop, and they're only £3.51 for each one, and they're a large container. That's the most of the line. They do a nitro. They do the this one's nitro. They do the pigments. They do the aqualine and all the stone textured ones as well, and they're only £3.55 or £3.51. I'd say they're quite large bottles as well. They're not. So this is 50ml, which is quite nice. So I'll put that down there because knowing me, I'll knock it off. And I've also, what I say, when I've where have I put it? Because I'm going to incorporate a little bit of, not mud, but dust and crap and grime or anything else on the tracks. I was going to use this as well. This is one of them. I've got the grey splatter effect, nitro light. And once this is dry, obviously dust, because everything with the buildings have all exploded and there's going to be dust in the air. I'm just going to go along inside on top of the shadows with this slightly, and it'll give me like a dust effect as well. In where it would sort of, if it was raining, it would all sort of come down and sit in there as well, with having this rim on here. But I say there'll be pigments as well to match it in with that. So that's what I'll be using again, which is another Wilder product, which is the grey dirt splatter, which is NL30, if anybody's interested. But so far I do like the I've used, you know, I thought I'd give these a go, these pigments a go on things. And talking about pigments, I've from the same place, and there again they're a lot cheaper than the normal pigments, and you get quite a lot in here as well. And these are called Spot On Pigments by VMS, and their home, you know, their actually web page is superb. They don't just sell you the stuff, they actually show you what you can do with it. I just came across, I was looking on this website, and I found them. And I say they're quite large bottles again. This is 45ml, and it's quite heavy as well. So that's Spot On Pigments they're called. And that one then is a track brown. I've got a track brown, which always you're going to use on the track. I've got the Dark Earth, European Dark Earth, and which is the A one, which is the zero. So you see, you've got zero, fine, and coarse. So that one's zero, so that's quite fine. So I'll open it up. So it's quite a nice texture in there as well. Quite full as well, so I'll be using that on the lower hull. And then we have the same colour, but we have it as A and B as well. I don't know, I have to check that out. It's A, see, this one's B, and the first one I showed you was A. So I have to check up on that. I can't remember what they said. I did read about it and I can't remember what the reason was, but the pigment again is still European Dark Earth. Let me put them both together and we can see the difference. They do look nice pigments, they really do look nice pigments. See them there? Nice blended, they'll look nice. So these have been incorporated into the diorama as well, with the brick dust and a bit of obviously going to do burnt wooden things with all the the woods and things. Let me just check that was, yeah, that's the dark one. Don't put the wrong lid back on. Yeah, so these look, and there again, I think it's only $2.99 as well for the postage, so it's relatively cheap postage as well. And they don't just do that, do everything. A lot of weathering stuff. They do kits. They do everything. You've probably used them before as I have, but let me just bring that back across here now. Get a bit more light. Just excuse me 2 moments. Sorry about that, bloody cold callers. And then I pulled the cable out of the camcorder by accident. So yeah, so we're moving along slowly. I'm getting there. So what I'll do now is I shall do the other side of the tank off camera, and then I'll be doing just a few streaking grime, just the AK streaking grime, just along the maybe along the sides of this bit and a few on the turret. Not a lot, just to blend things in a little bit. So I'll do this, I'll do that. I shall then come back to you after that's all done, and then we'll move on to the diorama, and with the rubble and things. We shall make a start on that. So thanks for watching so far, and we'll get back to you very, very soon. Greg signing off. We'll see you soon. Right, back again. I've done, I say the tank, I've done nothing else with the T34 since the beginning of update 5. So that's just the same, apart from I put a camo netting around the turret. That's all. Nothing else really. I haven't finished it yet. Still got to continue the weathering, but I can't really weather it until I get this how I want it. Right, so let's show you what I've done with this so far. At the start I have, I don't know if you can quite pick that up, can we? Bring it back a touch, yeah. I'll be able to zoom in with that. No, that's going to have to zoom. I've tiled the inside of the factory with the paving slabs from Giro, and I've still got plenty of them left. Oh, they're all in there now. I did have plenty left. Yeah, I've got plenty left. I've got curbstones here, which I'm not really going to need on this Dio. That's all. But I may use some in the rubble, break a bit more up with the rubble for the greyness in the rubble. Some of the smaller ones that are chipped a little bit. So yeah, all I just took was Emmys, just stuck them down with PVA glue, and they've stayed down quite nicely. That's all I really have done in the back at the moment. Nothing else is being done at the back at the moment. We can move on to the front. Sorry, I made a door as well. You see the door? That needs to be weathered as well. Yeah, that's going to be broken up and damaged a bit as well. So we've got that to finish yet. Obviously the factory, the machines to go in here. Yeah, I'm going to do some electric conduit somewhere down here, a little fuse box or whatever in there. This is all going to be weathered, obviously, with nowhere near being finished. And gradually at the front I've done a couple of telegraph poles which are not fastened in yet, which I used the kit, Atelier kit. I used the palm, but these are just bits of wood that are out of the garden and weathered and scraped and whatever. And same with this one, they're just the same. So that's 2 of those I've put in. They're not in, yeah, they're just in there for now. And I'm also going to use a power, maybe a power pylon or cable or whatever. Let's get that standing up a little bit. Going into the factory, so I'll put this on the base at the moment. So I'm going to have this fastened onto the wall. I'm going to make a little bracket and have this fastened onto the wall, so it looks as if there's any cables going into the factory. You can quite see that. Let's bring it forward a bit, we'll see better. I'm going to have that sort of soft, maybe it's coming out here somewhere. A little bracket, so the electricity is going into there. So I can keep that there. As you can see, I've done the window. None of this is fitted, it's just dry fit to see what it looks like. Made the broken glass. I made a frame at the other side, which is seen. Sorry, I didn't say that, did I? Made another frame on the other side of it so I can put the glass in, so you couldn't see the back of the glass. That's just with balsa wood. Basically, that needs to be weathered up as well. And the front is, I've just sprayed it with the dipping wash again, and I say that's got to be weathered. But I've put the broken glass in again. The glass covers, for the telescopes. Couple of quid, 100 pieces there, couple of quid if that. So I've got two different sizes. I've got the full length sizes and the squares as well. But they come in really handy, and they're really easy to fit. Bit of super glue or PVA, whichever takes your fancy. I used super glue on this one, so I can show you maybe the effect you might be able to see better if I put the black. Yeah, you can see it better now, can't you? Broken glass, and I've kept all the back bits, the grass, all the glass is shattered. That'll go in all the rubble on the inside, so that's come out quite well. And I just made a drain pipe using just a straw, basically. Made a straw, sprayed it grey, and then like a German grey. It's got to be weathered. And at the bottom you can just see it's got like a bit of algae on the bottom, but that's still a bit too bright and needs weathering down. To make the brackets, I just used a bit of tin foil. The thing that these brackets are in, you see these? Let's just move this around it a little bit better, and we can see the. So not getting too much light. So I made the brackets just out of this foil here. It's actually sitting in. So all I did was cut it into strips, measured it what I needed to go around the drain pipe, and I've got the Meng nuts and bolts, which is just on a, let me find them again, totally organised as normal. It wouldn't be in that one, would it? No, I think it's in this one, yeah. And I got these online quite a bit ago, just the varying size nuts and bolts. Bolts on one side and the bolt heads on the other. You just take them off with your hobby knife and place them on. So that's all I did with them, is made the brackets like that, popped them on, and if you can quite see, let me just try and zoom in onto this little bit here if we can. You can just see, let's bring it into there. You can't quite make it out, can you yet? Let me just twist this around slightly so you can see. Other way. A couple of bolts. See the bolts on the. Let me find a hairy stick just to point. Just on these bolt heads here. There's one there, one down the bottom. This needs to be tidied up. This is not fastened in properly yet. So it needs to be all weathered, of course, with rain streaks and things, whatever. Oh, and this obviously I've made an overspray on here, so this all has to be resprayed here again, which is not a problem really. And a couple of touch-up places where I've marked it. Yeah, so let's just zoom back out again. Out. I'll see how you can see I've put a few bullet holes and things and along the concrete. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and make some. I'm going to find a picture online of a sort of a factory in Russia and try and make a name for it, either using wood, you're making a wood out of wood with the balsa wood and putting it on there and weathering that and damaging it and things like that. I haven't quite decided on that one yet, so it's coming along. I say there's a lot of work to do still yet. So what else have I been? Obviously we've been a factory. I was going to make it into a tank factory, so I've got a few spare wheels and things like that, and bits and pieces of old T34 kits and whatever. So I'm going to just have among the rubble with the machines as well in the back there. And I've also been collecting my rubble and things as I've been going along. I put everything into here. Obviously there's this rubble here, you can see from the back, which is just one of the paving blocks. I've got all this wood all marked up. There's a few bricks, the glass, a few pieces of let me find them, the glass which is in the bottom there, and a few pieces of corrugated, needing dulling down slightly, they're a bit bright yet, corrugated roofing, so I'll be putting a few of them among the debris as well, and wood and rubble and, you know, all sorts of things that I can find as I'm going along. So that's all I say. We're just collecting things as I'm going along as I'm doing it, so it's coming together very, very slowly, but coming together. While we're on about things, Les from Les's Model Kits, but is Les's Model Kits? I think it is Les. Yeah. I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago, and he showed us these things. So I got myself a set. I'm going to wire them up. Got these off AliExpress. I was going to use them on here, but I thought doesn't really go with what I wanted to do with, so I'll use it for other things. So what these are, I know they were I think £10 including delivery. These are there's 5 of them, and these are little street lights, all wired up with a LED bulb, so just need wiring up. And so they're quite perfect size for 135 scale. You could even take them off the brackets and put them onto the walls, couldn't you? I might even do one of them yet, I don't know yet, but then I wouldn't be able to wire it up. So yeah, the wires are all there. And say for £10 odd, £10.28 I think it was including delivery, and I got them within a week. All the way from China, so you know, obviously they're a bit shiny, so you can weather them down and that, but I thought for that kind of money, they'll certainly come in handy. Especially if you want to light your diorama up slightly as well. So yeah, so in fact I'm going to buy another set. I think I've got another set of these coming, and a different set coming as well. Now the missus has seen some of these, and she's doing a snow diorama for Christmas, and she wanted some lights. So I said, well, have a look at these. The so like Victorian ones I've got coming. So that'll keep her out of mischief. So I've got 10 of them coming for £9.20. Not as long as these, but they're perfect for what she needs, and I'll be able to use some as well. So they're worth looking at. I'll put the link in, if I remember, I'll put the link into the in the description below. So I think that's it where we are at the moment. I'm going to carry on with a bit of diorama. I'm going to start getting this base sorted out next. I've got myself, well, somebody sent me, and I don't know who sent me it. I still can't find out. Nobody's going to own up to it. Sent me the Life Colour Debris and Rubble European Village. No, it's European, but and we have 5 colours in there. Sorry, 6 colours. We have the warm brick, deposited dust, broken plaster, old tile, stone wall, and lime and mortar. And Life Colour paints are quite nice to use as well. I've used them a couple of times on certain things. So whoever sent these or bought these for me, thank you very, very much. Much appreciated. I still don't know who sent me them. So it definitely had my name on, so somebody sent me them. So they'll be used for the debris. The spray first, and I say, oh, they've got all these dust things. I've got broke brick dust. They've got everything to use for the diorama. It's just getting everything together. So what I'm going to carry on doing with now is I'm going to finish off this thing and mount it onto here somehow. I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to mount it. Might have it on the side like that coming out. So just as if to say there's any electric going into the factory. So they need to be finished off yet, and I think that's about it at the moment. I don't think of anything else to show on that. So I've got the oh hello Bella. Let's test this one. Yeah, so I think that's about it. So what I'll carry on with is I'll carry on doing the this diorama. I'll probably do the base here with the colour I want, and then start picking out the red bricks and things like that, and the railway line and the sleepers. So that's the next step really, and weathering obviously one of the last things to do. So like I say, I've got the, let me just see what it looks like on camera with the T34. That's a gander. So this has got nothing really much done differently since last time you saw it. So let me just find it. So I'm going to have the T34 coming sort of like sort of that, coming down the street. Oh, Tessels. Obviously all needs weathered up yet as well, so but it's going to be coming down the street with the riders on there as well, and the tank crew. But yeah, it's getting there. We'll get there in the end. It's not bad once it's all lined up properly and fitting properly, and I've got the suspension sorted. I know what I'm doing with that. So it's not exactly going to be placed like that. It's going to be a bit more pointing a different direction. This turret's going to be pointing more this way on as well. So I might even do it like that. It's coming off at an angle yet. Unsure yet. Unsure. But that's what it's going to be anyhow. So we're getting there with it. We're getting there. So I'll just remove that and put it away safely before it gets damaged. So I'll call it the end of update 5, and we shall start update 6 with the base being painted. So this is Greg signing off. We'll catch you very, very soon.